Hello, learners. How are you all? I hope you are doing well. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Learn to Explore. So, I welcome you all here. And in today's class, we are going to start a new chapter of Class 12 Sociology book. So, guys, to get more quality content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And also, don't forget to hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Now, without wasting any more time, let's begin with the Class 12 Sociology, Chapter 5, Patterns of Social Inequality and Exclusion. We have already done 4 chapters of this book. In case you haven't watched it yet, you can find the link for playlist in the given description below. So guys, please do watch the previous videos for the book where I have covered 4 chapters. Now I'm starting with chapter 5, Patterns of Social Inequality. Means समाज में जो असमानता है, इनक्वालिटी है, डिस्क्रिमिनेशन है, एक्सक्लूजन है, उसके बारे में हम इस चैप्टर में पढ़ेंगे. फॉर मोस्ट ऑफ अस हु आर बोर्न एंड लिव इन इंडिया, सोशल इनक्वालिटी and exclusion are facts of life. We see beggars in the streets and on railway platforms. We see young children laboring as domestic workers, construction helpers, cleaners, and helpers in street side restaurants and tea shops. We are not surprised at the sight of small children who work as domestic workers in middle class urban homes carrying the school bags of older children to school. It doesn't immediately strike us as unjust that some children are denied schooling. हम क्या हैं, जैसे कि we all are born in India, तो हम सब अपने आसपास देख सकते हैं how some people are begging on the streets and on railway platforms. We all of must have seen somewhere or the other that children are doing domestic work. They are helping as construction helpers. They are doing cleaning work. They are denied the education, but we never took care about it. We could never concerned about these issues that the children at such small age are denied the basic need. There it is basic need of everyone, and they are denied to the basic need of education, of schooling at such small stage. This everydayness of social inequality and exclusion often make appear inevitable, almost natural. If we do sometimes recognize that inequality and exclusion are not inevitable, we often think of them as being deserved or justified in some sense. It is true that hard work matters, and so does individual ability. If all other things were equal, then personal effort, talent, and luck would surely account for all the differences between individuals. But as is almost always the case, all other things are not equal. It is these non-individual or group differences that explain social inequality and exclusion. Exclusion का जो basic meaning है means they are termed as outside of the particular group. Excluded means उन्हें किसी ग्रुप से बाहर रखा जा रहा है. हम अपनी डेली की लाइफ में क्या देखते हैं, सोशल इनइक्वालिटी के काफ़ी पैटर्न्स देखते हैं. ये सही है कि कोई भी चीज़ को हम जस्टिफाई कर देते हैं सोशल इनइक्वालिटी को ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ डिजर्व व्हाट दे डिजर्व विच जस्टिफाई. लेकिन हम ये नहीं देखते कि बैकग्राउंड में दे डिड नॉट हैव द इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी एज वी हैड, सो दे आर अनइक्वल फ्रॉम द बेस. So how can we expect that they have the same grounds as we have? Of course, effort, talent, and luck have accountable for the differences between individuals, but it is counted only when all other things are being given equal. अगर सभी को इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलती हैं स्कूलिंग की, एजुकेशन की, तो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि किसी ने ज़्यादा एफर्ट किए इसलिए वो बेटर परफॉर्म कर रहा है और किसी ने नहीं किए तो वो नहीं कर रहा है. लेकिन हम देखते हैं हमारी सोसाइटी में क्या है, देर आर सम पीपल हु आर इवन डिनाइड टू द बेसिक नीड्स फैसिलिटीज लाइक प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर, प्राइमरी एजुकेशन. दे आर नॉट able to afford to these basic things. नाउ व्हाट इज सोशल अबाउट सोशल इनइक्वालिटी एंड एक्सक्लूजन, हम देखते हैं कि इसमें सोशल क्या है, जो हमारे समाज में असमानता है और एक्सक्लूजन है उसमें व्हाई इट इज अ सोशल इशू, ये सामाजिक इशू या सामाजिक मुद्दा क्यों है। फर्स्ट, social inequality and exclusion are social because they are not about individuals but about groups. ये social है क्यों, क्योंकि it is not about just an individual but it is about group. Secondly, they are social in the sense that they are not economic, although there is usually a strong link between social and economic inequality. दूसरा रीजन ये है कि ये हमेशा इकोनॉमिक नहीं होते। हालांकि ये सच है कि सोशल और इकोनॉमिक इनइक्वालिटी में एक लिंक है, लेकिन रीजंस आर नॉट ऑलवेज इकोनॉमिक फॉर द इनइक्वालिटी इन द सोसाइटी। थर्ड रीजन इज दे आर सिस्टमैटिक एंड स्ट्रक्चर्ड। देयर इज डेफिनेट पैटर्न ऑफ सोशल इनइक्वालिटीज। यहाँ पर एक पैटर्न्स हैं सोशल इनइक्वालिटीज के हमारी सोसाइटी में। नाउ लेट्स मूविंग फॉरवर्ड टू द डेफिनेशन ऑफ सोशल इनइक्वालिटी। सामाजिक असमानता क्या है देखते हैं। तो गाइस, for the exam purpose you can rely on these notes and you do not need to worry about what is given important and not. I have made these notes from NCERT and other sources and you can find everything important in these notes, and also you can download these notes from our Telegram channel. Link is given in the description below. So now moving forward. In every society, some people have a greater share of valued resources like money, property, education, health and power than others. हर सोसाइटी में कुछ लोगों के पास ज़्यादा शेयर होता है रिसोर्सेज का, जैसे मनी, प्रॉपर्टी और एजुकेशन। These social resources can be divided into three forms of capital. Economic capital in the form of material assets and income. The second is cultural capital, such as educational qualification and status. And the third one is social capital in the form of networks of contacts and social associations. So this is given by Bourdieu, Pierre Bourdieu, 1986. क्या है सोशल रिसोर्सेज जो हैं उन्हें हम थ्री फॉर्म्स ऑफ कैपिटल में डिवाइड कर सकते हैं। कौन कौन से? इकोनॉमिक कैपिटल, कल्चरल कैपिटल एंड सोशल कैपिटल। Often these three forms of capital overlap and one can be converted into other. There is no clear or separate distinction between all these three. They often overlap. For example, a person from a well-off family, economic capital, with a good economic capital can afford expensive higher education and so can acquire cultural or educational capital. Someone with influential relatives and friends is an example of high social capital, may through access to good advice, recommendations, or information, and can manage to get a well-paid job. So these are the examples how one capital advantage can help an individual to gain access to others. Patterns of unequal access to social resources are commonly called social inequality. Social inequality क्या होता है? When their people have unequal access to social resources. Some social inequality reflects innate differences between individuals. For example, their varying abilities and efforts. Someone may be endowed with exceptional intelligence or talent, or may have worked very hard to achieve their wealth and status. हो सकता है कि कुछ लोगों ने स्टेटस प्राप्त करने के लिए एट द स्टेटस दे आर एट प्रेजेंट मस्ट हैव डन वेरी मच हार्ड वर्क. However, by and large, social inequality is not the outcome of innate or natural difference between people, but it is produced by the society in which they live. लेकिन जनरली क्या होता है, जो सोशल इनइक्वालिटी है इज नॉट ऑलवेज नेचुरल बट created or produced by society. So sociologists use the term social stratification. Stratification means स्तरीकरण, सामाजिक स्तरीकरण, मतलब उन्हें एक अलग अलग स्टेटास में डिवाइड कर दिया जाता है to refer to a system by which categories of people in a society are ranked in a hierarchy. Means different categories of people are in a different order in a hierarchical manner. The three key principles that help sustain social stratification are these. Social stratification is a characteristic of society, not simply a function of individual differences. Social stratification is a society-wide system that unequally distributes social resources among categories of people regardless of people's innate individual abilities. तो सोशल स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन क्या है? सोसाइटी का एक ऐसा कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है, एक ऐसी विशेषता है जो कि सिर्फ इंडिविजुअल डिफरेंसेस में नहीं बताता है कि इंडिविजुअली पीपल्स में क्या डिफरेंस है, बट इट इज अ सोसाइटी वाइड सिस्टम which tells us about the unequally distributed social resources among different categories. Social stratification persists over generations. It is closely linked to the family and to the inheritance of social resources from one generation to the next. A person's social position is ascribed, means based on the birth. That is, children assume the social position of their parents. Within the caste system, birth dictates occupational opportunities. The ascribed aspect of social inequality is reinforced by the practice of endogamy. That is, marriage is usually restricted to the members of same caste, ruling out the potential for blurring caste lines through intermarriages. The social stratification क्या है? It continues over generations through the practices of caste endogamy, means marrying within the caste. And here the occupational opportunities are defined by the one's birth in the caste system. Means if a person is born in the Kshatriya caste, then he must do some kinds of fixed work which Kshatriyas do, and he cannot do the jobs of Vaishyas or the Brahmans generally. It is assumed that they cannot do. Exceptions are always there. So, social stratification is supported by patterns of belief or ideology. No system of social stratification is likely to persist over generations unless it is widely viewed as being either fair or inevitable. The caste system, for example, is justified in terms of the opposition of purity and pollution, with the Brahmins designated as the most superior and the Dalits as the most inferior by virtue of their birth and occupation. तो सोशल स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन को सपोर्ट कैसे मिलता है? थ्रू द पैटर्न्स ऑफ बिलीफ और आइडियोलॉजी. इट इज कंटिन्यूड ओवर जनरेशन by the justifications of caste system, which are based on the ancient texts like Manusmriti, and it is based on the fairness, like Brahmins are designated as the most superior through the Vedas, through the ancient texts. People often face discrimination and exclusion because of their gender, religion, ethnicity, language, caste, and disability. Thus, women from a privileged background may face sexual harassment in public places. A middle class professional from a minority religious or ethnic group may find it difficult to get accommodation in a middle class colony, even in a metropolitan city. People often harbor prejudices about other social groups. डिस्क्रिमिनेशन के बेसिस क्या होते हैं? जो सोशल स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन है उसमें जो हायरार्की है उसमें डिस्क्रिमिनेशन के बेसिस क्या है? जेंडर, रिलीजन, एथनिसिटी, लैंग्वेज, कास्ट, डिसेबिलिटी एक्सेट्रा. Even in the metropolitan cities, we can see the discrimination based on these parameters. Prejudices refer to preconceived opinions or attitudes held by the members of one group towards another. Means people of one group assume some things about the other group without having any proper reference or the proof. The word literally means prejudgment. That is an opinion formed in advance of any familiarity with the subject before considering any available evidence. For example, a person may be prejudiced in favor of members of his or her own caste or group and without any evidence believe them to be superior to the members of other caste or groups. So this is the example of prejudices. Prejudices are often grounded in stereotypes, fixed and inflexible characterizations of a group of people. Stereotypes are often applied to ethnic and racial groups and to the women. In a country such as India, which was colonized for a long time, many of the stereotypes are partially colonial creations. Stereotypes fix whole groups into single homogeneous categories that they refuse to recognize the variations across individuals and across contexts or across time. They threaten entire community as though it were a single person with a single all-encompassing trait or characteristic. क्या होता है कि we saw any person belonging to a particular community has committed some act. So we believe or we assume or we preconceive this emotion about the entire community that they all are same from this group. We just do not have even any proof, but we stereotype the whole group based on the very negligible proofs we have, very negligible observations. If prejudices describe attitudes and opinions, discrimination refers to actual behavior towards another group or individual. Discrimination can be seen in practices that qualify members of one group from opportunities open to others, as when a person is refused a job because of their gender or religion. Discrimination can be very hard to prove because it may not be open or explicitly stated. For example, the person who is refused a job because of their caste may be told that they were less qualified than others and that the selection was done purely on merit. So this is an example of discrimination. Discrimination means actual behavior towards another group or individual. If we are having some preconceived notions about some group and we do not behave or treat the people equally, this is a form of discrimination. Example is like if we do not like a particular community as a company, we refuse them job and inform that they are not enoughly qualified for the position. Then now moving forward to the definition of social exclusion. So guys, I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to say till here. In case you have any query, anything to ask, please do let me know in the comment section. You can ask all your doubts in the comment section. Social exclusion refers to way in which individuals may become cut off from full involvement in the wider society. Means if individuals are cut off from the main group of society, this is known as social exclusion. It focuses attention on a broader range of factors that prevent individuals or groups from having opportunities open to the majority of the population. इसकी ये किस चीज़ पे फोकस करता है? ब्रॉड रेंज ऑफ फैक्टर्स दैट प्रिवेंट इंडिविजुअल्स फ्रॉम हैविंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज ओपन टू द majority of the population. Means सोशल एक्सक्लूजन से क्या होता है, कुछ इंडिविजुअल या ग्रुप को बाहर कर दिया जाता है, उन अपॉर्चुनिटीज का चांस नहीं दिया जाता, वो अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं दी जाती जो कि मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन के पास ऑलरेडी है. इन ऑर्डर टू लिव अ फुल एंड एक्टिव लाइफ, इंडिविजुअल्स मस्ट नॉट only be able to feed, clothe and house themselves, but should also have access to essential goods and services such as education, health, transportation, insurance, social security, banking and even access to the police or judiciary. अगर किसी को एक फुल एक्टिव और पीसफुल लाइफ देनी है तो जस्ट बिकॉज गिविंग वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग देम द फूड, क्लोथिंग एंड हाउसिंग इज नॉट इनफ. दे नीड एक्सेस, दे नीड प्रॉपर और इक्वल एक्सेस to essential goods and services like education, health, transportation, insurance, social security, etc., etc. Until then, they are excluded. It is important to note that social exclusion is involuntary. That is, exclusion is practiced regardless of the wishes of those who are excluded. मतलब जिन लोगों को ग्रुप से एक्सक्लूड किया जाता है उनकी विश ऐसी नहीं होती है. For example, rich people are never found sleeping on the pavements or under bridges like thousands of homeless poor people in cities and towns. You can never see the people who belong to rich class or the upper class, upper middle class even found to be sleep on the roadside. But poor are forced to do so because they are homeless in the big cities and towns. This does not mean that rich are being excluded from access to pavements and park benches. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि रिच पीपल्स को एक्सक्लूड कर दिया गया है पार्क में सोने से या फिर बेंचेस पर सोने से. बट बिकॉज दे कुड हैव सर्टेनली गेन एक्सेस इफ दे वांटेड टू, दे चूज नॉट टू. वो चाहे तो ऐसा कर सकते हैं बट दे हैव चूजन, दे हैव द अपॉर्चुनिटी टू चूज टू नॉट बीइंग देयर. Social exclusion is sometimes wrongly justified by the same logic. it is said that the excluded group itself does not wish to participate. कई बार क्या कहा जाता है social exclusion को define करने के लिए that these people does not itself wants to participate. The truth of such an argument is not obvious when exclusion is preventing access to something desirable. ये सच नहीं है क्योंकि अगर कुछ ऐसी चीज से किसी को एक्सक्लूड किया जा रहा है which is desirable, then it is not by the wish. India, like most societies, has been marked by acute practices of social discrimination and exclusion. At different periods of history, protest movements arose against caste, gender, and religious discrimination. Yet, prejudices remain and often new ones emerge. Thus, legislation alone is unable to transform society or produce lasting social change. तो क्या है जो legislation है वो unable है transform करने के लिए society की until and unless society is ready to leave its prejudices, society is ready to leave its pre-assumptions. A law cannot make the change. A constant social campaign to change awareness and sensitivity is required to break them. To break the taboos regarding some social group, regarding social exclusion of one group. हमें ज़रूरत क्या है कि हम अवेयरनेस लाएं सोसाइटी में, कैंपेनिंग करें अवेयरनेस लाने की और ऐसे इश्यूज के प्रति सभी लोगों को सेंसिटिव करने की, so that no one is excluded from the society's main group, society's mainstream group. So guys, this is enough for today. In case you have any doubt, anything to ask, you can ask me in the comment section below, and I would like to answer. I would like to solve all your queries. And from here, we'll continue in the next class. Till then, keep revising. Stay tuned. Thank you. And also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to get yourself updated. Thank you.